All right, so my name is Reza. I guess I got a promotion. Not a developer advocate anymore. I'm a senior developer advocate. That means something, I guess. So I'm going to start with who is Tigera. It's going to be a little bit redundant since I already introduced Tigera, but bear with me. Then I'm going to talk about the end. So I don't know if you have noticed, but on LinkedIn, everybody is like spazzing out. It's like, oh, this is the end. NGINX is done now. What should we do? And I'm going to show you a new hope. Hopefully, I don't get sued because that is also an episode or a movie name or something. I don't know. I'm not going to, point to it, but hopefully I don't get sued and show you a promise. So let's talk about Tigera. Tigera is the company behind Project Calico. These are the places that you can find us. Basically, we live on Slack. We do things on GitHub. And there's our LinkedIn channel if you like marketing thingy and read about sort of stuff. Please check out these places. There's also a GitHub discussion board where we talk about new things. If you got questions, you can come there. It's not just Calico. We do help people with Kubernetes and all those sort of stuff. Here are some of the metrics. We have like 10K people on our Slack channel. We have like 390 contributors. By the way, this is Project Calico is not a CNCF project. And it's sort of like magical that we have these many like contributors. So it's backed by Tigera. And there are this many nodes. I don't know how to pronounce that number, but that many nodes that are getting powered every day by Tigera, by Calico. So a little bit about Calico. Calico is unique because it offers something that not everybody has. It has a pluggable data plane. Basically, if you're on Linux, you could either use iptables or eBPF. There is no like restriction that you have to use something. It's just whichever you want to pick. And these are not the only options. We actually offer 5 data planes. So you can basically run Calico on Windows, or you can use VPP if you're on Linux. So sort of like 5 options. Now, if you noticed, on the picture, there's just 4. We recently added nftables. So that's how it becomes 5. And by the way, you can pick and choose, like while your cluster is running, you can change from iptables to eBPF or from eBPF to iptables. Okay, that being said, let's talk about Kubernetes Ingress. So you've seen this, oh, this is the end, what should we do? Everything is on fire. Actually, it's end of an era, it's not the end. The idea is, let's figure out what was Ingress. So Ingress was an API in Kubernetes. Imagine you have a couple of pods and you want to publish them. So you create services. And these services will get IP addresses and ports. So each one of these services would be a different IP address. And then you have to like load balance and a lot of other stuff that you need to do. So to fix that, to make that easier, Kubernetes introduced the Ingress API. So basically, you would add something, which is called Ingress, in front of this traffic, and it understands layer 7. So instead of ports and IP addresses, you can tell it, oh, there's this HTTP traffic is coming, and I want to do it this sort of stuff. Or there's this HTTPS traffic is coming, and I want to do something to it. By the way, this doesn't change the service. That being said, in the first picture that I showed, the service usually is load balancer because hopefully you want to publish your stuff to the outside. But here you can also use like service cluster services. Cluster IP services, which are internal. Now, that being said, similar to network policies, this requires a controller, and it's usually called Ingress Controller. Now, Ingress Controller, in that area, there are a lot of like options. Envoy and NGINX are two of these. And all the messages that you see are around NGINX right now. Not the controller, we'll get to that, but it's around this part. So this note has been on Kubernetes website for, I would say, a couple of months. It was added before KubeCon Europe in London. The idea is Ingress API will not receive any new features. And every new feature that you can think of is great. And you come to Kubernetes SIG GitHub and say, oh, I want to do this because it makes sense. Now it will go to Gateway API. Basically, that's it. So that is frozen. What is getting deprecated? Ingress NGINX Controller, which is the part that actually does the thing, is getting deprecated. Don't get it mixed up with NGINX Controller. I know it can be a little bit like confusing, but this part is getting deprecated, which is a controller that uses NGINX and allows you to add SSL or do canary deployments, these sort of stuff. Now, there are 1,000 contributors for that specific project. And at some point, these contributors need some break. They released 251 releases for Ingress NGINX. And I believe this deserves a vacation. So that is their vacation. Now, a new hope. The new hope is Gateway API. It's basically everything that was missing from Ingress in a new format. It's also everything that was inside Ingress. So one of the things that I want to point out is the protocol support. Now you might say, with NGINX, I used to support UDP. Well, yes. The idea is it wasn't the standard. The standard document for Ingress talks about these things. Everything else was an annotation or a vendor-specific sort of way to allow you to do that. And that's what we are trying to prevent. We're trying to have a standard. It doesn't matter what you run. You could use NGINX, you could use Envoy, you could use 10,000 other things. It should offer you this. And this allows you to go from Amazon to Google, from Google to your on-prem. So nothing would make any sort of problem if you are trying to migrate. If you want to learn about what are differences, there's a QR code it's a blog about these sort of stuff. Now, that being said, hopefully we can do a demo. All right, so if you want to run the demo, everything that you're going to need is on this QR code. I basically just follow whatever I wrote before and just go step by step. Now, that being said, what I'm showing you is now on AWS, but there's also a local cluster demo that you can use. So because it takes ages to create a cluster on AWS, I created one. And here is my cluster. And basically, I'm going to start from this place. So I've created a cluster, deployed Calico, deployed my configurations, and I installed the microservices demo from Google. Now, that being said, this is the first thing that I talked about. So if you look at the services, I do have service. And this service is using a load balancer, and it should, at some point, show me my demo. The demo is about a place that you can buy stuff. Please don't buy these stuff. These are just a mock. But anyway, so basically, I have everything that I need. Now, there are a bunch of problems that I cannot fix with this load balancer. For instance, let's say I have a new version of my application that I deployed. How can I version this? In order to change anything, I have to go to my application, find a developer, and say, oh, change this part. Oh, change that part. Now, with Ingress and Gateway API, you take that logic out of the hand of the developer, and you sort of exert some power on what comes in and goes out of your cluster. All right, so bear with me while I find commands to run. All right, so basically, all you need is to create this resource. It's called Gateway API. When you do it, it will give you the gateway class. This is a standard Gateway API resource. You can basically check that if the Gateway API is deployed correctly. After you've done that, you need to create a gateway. So the gateway is the thing that we saw in the slides. It sits between your services and whatever comes in. So I'm going to create a gateway that listens to port 80 for HTTP. And next, I need to create a route. So this part is what is different between the service load balancer and Gateway API in Ingress. I can basically tell my gateway, oh, I'm expecting HTTP. It's going to have, for instance, get, post, put, patch, these sort of like commands that are in the header of HTTP traffic, and say, oh, if you see this thing, do what I ask you. For instance, load balance it. Take it to backend A, take it to backend B. Now, after deploying my route, I need to find the, sorry. I need to find the service load balancer FQDN, because this is AWS. It's going to take a little bit of time, but I have the same sort of like thing that I was publishing to the internet, and now it's using Gateway API. It's literally the same thing, right? Nothing changed. Now, why would I do that? So one of the things that it helps with, I can not handle a microphone. Okay, one of the things that it helps with is when you want to do something different. For instance, let's secure our website. At the moment, it is not secure. It's not using HTTPS. So basically, you deploy Cert-Manager, and with Cert-Manager, by the way, Cert-Manager is a project that allows you to deploy certificates from your Kubernetes. So you don't need to like open SSL, generate certificates. It automate that sort of process using Kubernetes native resources. And in Gateway API, depending on the versions that you are using, in Cert-Manager, depending on the versions that you are using, you need to make sure that Gateway API is enabled. So how would you enable it? You basically come down where it has arguments for running the container. Here it is. And you add enable Gateway API. That's it. Now, because I do not trust myself with editing files live, I've written the code to do it. That's it. I just added Gateway API to that part. So gateway. Ta-da. Now, after you do this, you need to make sure that you that the Cert-Manager gets reloaded, because again, it's an argument. It needs to be boot up with this specific sort of argument. And now you can basically automatically use a certbot or Let's Encrypt to actually issue certificate on the fly for your services. Now, how would you do that? Basically, you would create a resource called Cluster Issuer. This is a Cert-Manager resource. You would add an email. So let's go Reza Tigera. Basically, you create a cluster issuer and give it a name. That is not important. The important part is this part, which is a solver. This is where it helps us to automate this process, because it has the gateway name that I created, and it tells it, oh, where you can find this gateway. And from here, it can actually ping and pong between my cluster and the Cert-Manager to actually issue a valid certificate. Now, after you've done this, you also need to annotate where your gateway is. So this annotation is not for Gateway API, it's for Cert-Manager. You basically tell Cert-Manager whatever is going to go into this gateway, make sure it gets the certificate. And after you've done that, you also need to create, add a route. So basically, until now, you had the route for HTTP. Now we're going to add HTTPS to it. And all you need to do is to add a listener and give it a domain name. Now, for this part, I need to, for a second, take out this HTML because I need to log into AWS, and I was told I should not share my password, so that's why I disconnected this thing. Oh, so all right. So here I do have a domain, and my domain is called something Calico, hopefully. Yep, Calico Ninja. And here, I'm going to take this Calico Ninja, add my domain to the configuration. Ooh. And patch it. So basically, what I did, I'm just adding another route to the gateway that I created. And now, I also need to change a couple of things. So first of all, when you have a domain, it needs to point to something. And computers are clever, but they are not that clever. You need to tell them what to do. So here, what I need to do is, I need to where is it? No. All right, I need to find the A records for this. Not to delete the domain. Edit name servers. No. Wait. All right, DNS management is the place that I want to go. All right, and here, what I need to do is, I need to find actually create a record, and my A record would be something like www.Calico Ninja. Wait, do I have one? No. So I'm going to create a record, and I need to point it to the service that I created earlier, which is this one, because AWS gives me FQDN. I need to find the IP, which is this part, add it here. So basically all I did, I just said, if somebody tries to talk to Calico Ninja, send it to that server from AWS. That's it. It's going to take a couple of seconds for DNS to do its thing, but hopefully it will succeed. And where are my other commands? Okay, so now at some point, oops. Actually, I need to change this to secure demo. You know what? No, let's get rid of this. So at some point, when the DNS is propagated, I should be able to connect to my demo server. It's going to take a couple of seconds. So are there any questions that I can answer in the meanwhile? Go ahead.
Did Tigera have any idea to work on semantic layer? So that basically, I'm kind of watching you typing all these sausage commands. So it's like watching someone who is using VI editor, and kind of, typing long commands, and then now you're copying from here to there, different configurations, etc., right? So the semantic layer would be some kind of a chatbot that would basically, I see that you have everything that in the documentation, and so you basically just say to the chatbot, I want to configure that stuff. Then the chatbot, say you need this, and this, right? And go to your documentation, and so you can actually oversee that, as a human in a loop, right? And say, yes, I want this. But it's essentially, it looks to me, when I'm watching this, like I'm watching, in 90s, rather than, now it's
2012,
right?
25. Yeah, great question. So do you have to copy paste these things, or you can find some sort of agent that does it for you? The answer is yes, we do. But there's a caveat. You're broke like me, and you have to copy paste things, or you have money. You can get the enterprise version or the cloud version, and there's the Ask AI bot that you go I want to do this. How can I do it? It would give you an answer, and you just click on things and follow.
How much do you ask for the license? I don't know, I've seen, for instance, Ansible, which is comparable, right? They ask for, I believe it's light something, right? They ask about $10,000 per year. How much do you ask for a license for that stuff?
If I knew that, I wouldn't be broke to copy paste things. But I can. My colleagues are there. After the event, they can help you with the numbers and stuff.
Thank you.
I don't handle money. They don't trust me. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, on the Route 53, instead of creating the A record, we also create a C name, and C name pointing to the node.
Yes. So the A record would be the one that points to IP address. The C name is a record that points from within to the A record that you created. For instance, you want calico.ninja and www.calico.ninja. Instead of like creating two A records, you can create a C name for www and point it to calico.ninja.
Yeah, I mean, like a C name which points to the node balance settings, right? Like, I think the IP address of the node balance will change, right? So if we point to the IP address, what if the IP address changed?
So for that part, this is just a demo for now, but if you're actually doing this in production, you shouldn't be putting IP addresses here and there. You should connect your Cloudflare, not Cloudflare, they have a downtime or whatever. Just like whatever you're using, you need to connect it via like IDC or API key. So whenever you change something or the IP address for the load balancer changes, it will tell your provider to, update this record.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, one last question.
go ahead.
Can you show us how many routes the gateway is controlling now?
Yeah. I hope I can do that, but yep. So right now I got two. Oh, by the way, this is the one that the HTTP solver created, the certificate thing, by the way. So right now I have two, and one is the HTTP one. The other one is for the exchange for the certificate. So it actually assigned a certificate. I just need to gateway. I just need to check. All right, I feel like I know the answer to this problem. Yay. Wait. So problem here is, right now it's trying to find my certificate, but I didn't put the correct name for my secret. The secret that I have is, on the default, it's this thing. So I need to provide it this name. And it's going to be somewhere here. Sorry. Oops. And now it's changing.
I think your certificate's not ready. That's what the suffix usually means.
No, so it's, is it? Wait.
Check the certificate.
I believe, yeah. YAML. Issuing certificate as secret does not contain a certificate. Ooh, what did I do wrong? Wait, that, yeah. Just a second. I'm sort of worried. I don't know how much time I have. Oh, gateway schedule. Okay, let me just get rid of this from the gateway. Oh, it did update it. So it did update it, and oh, it is correct now. Get what is happening to my gateway. Oh, all right. Seems to be okay. The gateway is not nagging. So now, where's my curl? All right, things are happening, and I just need to figure out why it's dying. Well, so I don't know how much time I have. I'm good? All right. Sorry, I ran into some issues. Okay, I do have this. It is working. And the certificate is now in place. Yeah, and it's working. It's just not responding. So, is it my gateway? Does it have a backend? Wait. I did put in the correct host name, right? This doesn't happen every time. I have to, yeah. Calico.ninja. All right. The HTTP is working. HTTPS not working. So logs. Oh, it is coming here. What is my error? Oh, my connection is getting terminated. Oh. I guess the gods are not with me. I have to figure out what is the problem. It's going to take some time. Anyway, the local one should work. And I promise I will update this when I get back. But it's supposed to work. Maybe I forgot to do something. Oh, anyway. Any sort of questions that I may be able to answer? Not about the certificates, obviously. Go ahead.
Out of curiosity, I'm one of those people that has an IPv6 only network. And does Calico and I guess the Gateway API support the configuration like yesterday?
Yes. So Gateway API is similar to Ingress or network policy. It's just how you dictate something should happen. The controller for it, actually, the Calico Gateway API uses Envoy, and it's IPv6 ready. Calico is also IPv6 ready, so you can basically do it. I actually have a personal sort of like setup. It's on OVH, and it uses IPv6 and Gateway API and everything. Any other sort of questions?
I think the Calico is one of the providers for the gateway, right?
Sorry?
Like Calico is one of the providers for
Uh,
gateway. Like the gateways, there should be multiple providers. Like Calico is one of them.
Yeah, similar to what I showed for Ingress Controller, there are like multiple providers, and you could pick any. Hopefully you pick Calico, so I can host more of these sort of events, but yeah.
Yeah. What's special about it?
Oh, what is special about Calico? So, off the top of my mind, is the only CNI that allows you to have the full range of policies, and you can do eBPF if you wish to, and it actually bundles all this Gateway API into eBPF and all the policy and everything. So if you go to other solutions, you would have one or two of these things that I talked about, but in some formats, you would find like, oh, something is lacking, or oh, this is freemium, I have to pay. Everything that we have is like completely free, and there is no like sort of hook. Oh, if you want, for instance, HA, you need to pay. Just everything is like as it is advertised. Thank you. No more questions? I'm gonna go fix this and come back with some answers.